Regarding best practices for local client who services at customer's location, i.e. roofing, with inconsistent NAP. He started with address A, which was his home, far from the city center, and is showing up on his citations. He then moved to rental home near the city center and changed the address in Google My Business to that address, address B, and got it verified there, address B showing in the Google Plus page. Within the next 12 to 18 months, he plans to buy a new house, so he'll be at address C. Wondering what to recommend to him at this point. Get a business address at a UPS type store. I wouldn't use a UPS type store, but I would certainly register a static business address somewhere, because you will never be able to keep this guy ranked if he keeps changing his addresses. Just hang it up, man, and tell him flat out if he wants to rank, he's going to have a static address somewhere, because moving 3 times in 3 years is not. That's no way. I mean, you're going to have a never-ending job, Kendrick, and you'll probably never be successful with that listing. So I don't recommend using UPS type store. I would look for a mom and pop type mailbox service and rent one there. Or the method that I've been using that works well is to go to the U.S. Post Office and ask to rent a P.O. box, but use the street address. There's a form, an additional form that you have to fill out. Doesn't cost any extra money, but you can do that, and that seems to work well. And it's actually cheaper than using the UPS store. Kendrick, if you're in the master class, this was completely covered in the training. I mean, I walked through a local case study, which, by the way, today I monetized it. Woohoo! Week 12, it's done. I got a contractor in place for that, guys. Those of you that are in the master class, we're going to cover that today. But we did a local case study where we built a site from scratch, and also the maps listing, everything from scratch. And in 12 weeks, now it's monetized. Got a contractor in place. It's ranking. It's producing leads. And we used this P.O. box from the post office for that address. So that's inside the master class and the local case study training if you have that. Okay. But again, I would recommend using a P.O. box or a mom and pop store, not a UPS store. And get a static address, man, because otherwise you're never going to have success with that guy, and it's just going to be a constant nightmare. Inconsistent data, guys, is the worst thing you can do for local. In fact, if you have a local client and they have inconsistent data on the web, don't go build new citations until you clean up the ones that are there. Okay? And the best service that I've ever found for that is Loganix. If you go to Semantic Mastery, this is a cue for you, Adam, semanticmastery.com/Loganix, Loganix, then those guys are awesome. It costs $399, I think, for the citation cleanup service, but it is hands down the most thorough citation cleanup service I've ever seen, and I've been doing this for years. Okay, and I mean they are hands down the best. It's worth every single penny. So let them do all the heavy lifting, and I've never seen anybody be as thorough. I've hired VAs and trained them how to do it manually, and they didn't hold a candle to these guys, Loganix. They've got a system in place that's just amazing. So